A park is defined as an area devoted to a specific purpose, a place inherently full of infinite opportunity. Take a moment to remember your last visit to a park. What words describe the experience? Amusing, relaxing, memorable? Just pick one word. Actually, pick as many as it takes, because if Palmyra Cove was the last park you visited, you're gonna need more than just one word. Palmyra Cove sits as a 250-acre urban oasis along the Delaware River. Palmyra Cove welcomes all looking for a taste of pure nature, a hotspot for New Jersey birders, hikers, bikers, and scientists. Known as the Institute for Earth Observations at Palmyra Cove, programs infused in the Cove's many ecosystems are teaching earth science to all ages, from the ground up.
The world that most students experience typically resides on a 5-inch screen in front of them.
Technology is their life, so we want to give them something they're familiar with and teach them with those tools.
Uniting these two concepts, how do we unite technology with the outdoors? And I found that really, really fascinating to do that.
I think both sides go hand in hand. You have to have that natural or nature side to get the information, and then you have a location like they have to put the technology to it.
Put your phone away, for example, and go outdoors, see what's out there in the park, what's happening there. But also looking at what's happening globally. What does our planet look like from space? And that our planet is very, very dynamic.
Our overreaching kind of theme for all these things is what we call the SEAS model, and that is an acronym for Space to Earth and Earth to Space. Go out into the field and study the Earth from the ground level.
And how does that compare to what we observe globally?
Wind currents, ocean temperatures.
We take that content and we put it into a virtual reality experience. When people put on those goggles or headsets, that's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of VR. So any kind of virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality experiences certainly involve some sort of headset. What you see in front of you is a totally digitally generated world.
You're in a space station and you're viewing Earth out of the window. Then you can actually analyze the Earth and see which spots are hotter, which spots are colder.
Taking data that was collected by students from around the world and then projecting that into a virtual reality. I really like where John and Peter are going with this, to develop that hands-on, here's the real science, and put it in a kid's hand.
The virtual reality lab is definitely something to check out.
Augmented reality, on the other hand, is a mix of computer-generated content and the physical world around you. It's almost similar to a Pokemon Go experience. You have your phone and you go up to a certain location in the park and then something pops up. It could be a visual, it could be an augmented visual, something comes up in front of you. What I would love to see happen is if you walked up to a certain part of the park and you bring up your phone with your augmented reality app, and what comes up is an animal that existed 1,000,000 years ago at this location. I mean, how cool is that?
We look for kind of informal and inexpensive ways that students and teachers in the K-12 community can engage in this highly scientific process.
We generally get about 4,000 to 5,000 students, K-12, that visit the center. They go outside into small groups when they're able to observe what's out there, wildlife, vegetation.
Getting the kids involved, getting their hands dirty, seeing what it's really like to get this data and to analyze the data and then to read through it and say, okay, here's what it shows you. But that hands-on portion right in the beginning is really important.
I'm also here to help in the GLOBE program to teach kids about science and nature.
GLOBE stands for Global Learning and Observation to Benefit the Environment. It's an international program. NASA is one of the sponsors for GLOBE, so we've had some communications with NASA through GLOBE.
It was started back in 1995 by then Vice President Al Gore, and I've been very fortunate to be part of that right from the very beginning.
There's a big NASA logo on the side of the RV. When the kids hear NASA, they think, oh wow, this is a big deal. You know, this is something special I'm taking part in.
Working with these two teams just gives us another whole avenue, but fulfills our basic goal of giving teachers and students the opportunity to capture aerial photography, which on a broader note would be called remote sensing.
This is why it's a database gathered by teachers, students, and professors that NASA research scientists can use, because it's accurate data.
We've been talking to the NASA AeroCat people throughout the winter and waiting for some weather to break.
An AeroCat is like a souped up kite that you fly, and it's designed so that it can hold a certain weight, so you can put those like an air temperature sensor or a humidity sensor on it, so as you fly that kite up in the air, it's gathering that data.
The purpose of the AeroCats is really another form of remote sensing, that we can, through a kite, capture aerial photographs of the areas that we want to study.
The AeroCats are very useful for low altitude aerial imagery.
Or more in nature park terms, a bird's eye view.
To gather data to put into the Globe database.
This job is also very interesting in the fact that I get to utilize the tools that are useful within the field of geospatial technology. I think that puts me ahead of the curve when it comes to employment.
The park itself outside is very much, it's an ecosystem.
There's a lot of species of birds, Canadian geese, deer, there's turkeys.
We have a small woodland area. We have wetlands. We have, of course, the tidal cove itself. It's very dynamic.
Palmyra Cove is a great place to gather Globe data. And in fact, last year they hosted the Student Research Symposium for the Mid-Atlantic Northeast. So you had students from about 11 states coming to Palmyra Cove, and they presented their research data.
A lot of students visit us every year, more than 5,000. And so we're piloting that for them in getting the interns to work with us, to get the AeroCats out and work through the mechanics of it. And then the ultimate goal is to get activities surrounding them, so that when other schools in Burlington County come to visit, we can give them that kite flying experience and add another dimension to the educational offerings that we have here at the park.
And we like to be able to use the outdoor park as a model of an ecosystem, of what it's like to go out to the field, because Globe, for example, is all about studying the field. To go out to the field, to make observations, and use the outdoor park as a model for other schools.
So we feel it's very unique, that has a very diverse pool of different students. Their interests, their personalities, and degree programs all can work together. And all this works together to actually benefit our planet, to understand our planet better, and to help all citizens make good decisions about how they live their lives.
When it comes to policies, or when it comes to regional changes, how it impacts the globe.
I don't know that there's too many parks doing what Palmyra Cove is doing right now.
We're in a unique position going forth into our future.
There's a kind of a new paradigm in the way we think about earth sciences.
Technology is advancing, every day, and exponentially. It's ever faster every day.
I think we're getting, each year we're getting one step closer to the holodeck. I think everyone's dream will have to have their own holodeck, right? Then we won't have to go anywhere. But who knows? That might change in 5-10 years. Something even better than that.
I get to work here and learn about this stuff before it's become so mainstream that it's part of our lifestyle, which I think will come eventually. I think that drones and virtual reality will be a part of everyday life at some point, and we're just gonna have to wait to see.